Good morning, metalheads of the internet, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Metal Meltdown. Today we are talking about the latest studio album from Killswitch Engage entitled This Consequence. This is the 9th full-length studio album from this Grammy-nominated American melodic metalcore crew, one of the biggest, most influential, most popular bands to emerge from that metalcore explosion and new wave of American heavy metal movement from the 2000s. And honestly, in my opinion, maybe one of the best. Certainly one of the most consistent. I mean, I don't love everything from Killswitch Engage, but they've definitely got far more bangers than they do duds. And no disrespect to Howard Jones and that era of the band, but honestly, I feel like Killswitch Engage have kind of been on a roll since Jesse Leach rejoined the band in the early 2010s. 2013's Disarm the Descent is right up there with 2002's Alive or Just Breathing, in my personal, humble opinion. And 2019's Atonement, honestly, also filled with bangers. Love how energetic and raucous it is. Love that kind of thrashy underbelly that it has. 2016's Incarnate is maybe the exception here. It's kind of funny looking back on old interviews and statements and hearing Jesse Leach be like, oh my god, I had horrible writer's block. I wasn't sure what to do. I wasn't sure what I wanted to say. And it's I don't know, man. You made a Killswitch Engage record, and it's fine, you know? It's not bad or anything, it's not incompetent, it's not offensive, it's just fine, you know? I would never order this in a restaurant, but if this was served to me at some kind of big dinner party, I wouldn't put up too much of a fuss, you know? Hey, Mr. Meltdown, what does this have to do with the new album, This Consequence? I'm glad you asked, concerned citizen, because here's the thing. This Consequence reminds me a lot of Incarnate. Once again, there are tons of interviews and statements from Killswitch Engage and Jesse Leach talking about how important this album is. There's an interview Jesse did with the Talk To Me podcast where he talks about the record being therapeutic and it's something the world needs right now because it's dark and it's angry and aggressive and really channeling the vibe of the planet Earth at the moment, you know? At the same time, though, and in this same Talk To Me podcast interview, Jesse also talks about facing a writer's block wall again of sorts, struggling to find inspiration as a writer and as a vocalist. And it was so tough, and it was a long, hard process. And you know what? Maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know how Jesse's brain works. Maybe this was really tough for him. Maybe this was tough for everyone in Killswitch Engage. But much like with Incarnate, I'm not really feeling or seeing any of that in This Consequence. I'm not seeing or hearing that struggle translate into something really big and monumental as the band has suggested that it has. Instead, I'm hearing a Killswitch Engage album that is just fine. I would say more memorable than Incarnate in a few places, overall better produced, a little bit more urgent, but, nevertheless, this will not break any hearts or change any minds. This will not confuse or alienate anyone, and you would be forgiven for dismissing the album as Killswitch Engage doing what Killswitch Engage do. Now, that being said, they still are pretty good at doing what they do. This Consequence still has bright moments that longtime fans are still going to really enjoy. The opening number, Abandon Us, for instance, is a solid, well-seasoned slice of old-school, early 2000s melodic metalcore rage. It feels like something that could have been on an early Killswitch Engage record. It's got those groovy, galloping riffs. It's got kind of post-hardcore screams littered all over the place. A bold chorus that sticks in your ear for at least a little bit. It's not the most mind-blowing affair. It's not the most ingenious and intuitive thing that the band has ever put to tape, but it starts off the album on a strong note, and it's fun, and I like it, and I think you will too. Then the following number, Discordant Nation, goes into more aggressive, more extreme territory, more battering rhythms all the way through. It has a very forceful energy and urgency to it. It certainly does feel relevant and timely to its credit. This is one of those rare moments on the record where I'm like, okay, yeah, Killswitch Engage is kind of paying attention a little bit to what's going on in the world, and they are kind of tapping into that kind of energy and vibe that we've all kind of that we've all kind of got right now. Then there's Where It Dies, which has some decently pissy groove metal, thrash metal riffage all the way through. Broken Glass as well. I like how it starts with these more ominous and anguished kind of like lurching rhythms, very old school kind of hardcore shit here. I like the focus on these like clean vocals and like these more monotonous shouts and screams, kind of like creating this soaring harmony. And I like how it then dives into some more aggressive kind of like metalcore shit. Collusion is a fairly straightforward, predictable Killswitch Engage style cut for the most part, but it does have this little nugget of like groovy death metal that I do kind of like. Even some powerful gutturals kind of caught me off guard. I mean, I wasn't like, whoa, but it was like, that's a nice little surprise, you know? It's like ordering French fries and you get a little onion ring. You know, it's like, okay, I can fuck with that. I'm not complaining. I'm not sending this back. Although, speaking of fairly straightforward, predictable Killswitch Engage style stuff, we need to talk about Forever Aligned and I'll Believe. I don't know whose decision it was to release these two songs, easily the most bland, forgettable, unremarkable cuts on the album. I don't know whoever made the decision to release these two songs as singles. That person needs to be fired. Straight up. These songs are so boring, so generic that I was genuinely kind of concerned for this album for a brief minute. Like, I was concerned that Killswitch Engage were legit about to release a total fucking dud. Honestly, I don't really have much more to say. I mean, Fall of Us, Aftermath, the closing number, Requiem. If you know Killswitch Engage, you kind of know what to expect here. It's well done. It's not remarkable, but it'll do the fucking job, you know? Definitely feels like Killswitch Engage are just kind of resting on their laurels a little bit, but you know what? They've been around for 25 years. I'm not expecting a band that's been around this long to really innovate and revolutionize their genre or their sound, so fuck it, whatever. Like, I can get down with some meat and potatoes 2000s melodic metalcore. It's all good. I'm fine. No harm meant or done. I will say something I would have liked on this album. I would have liked to have seen the return of that really juicy, beefy, muscular, thrashy guitar tone and that really big production and sound of Atonement. Like, I think that something a bit bolder, something a bit more like metal, production-wise here, that would have done a lot to really like amp up these songs and make them feel bigger and heavier. But even so, I'd say overall the album is fairly well produced. Like, it does the job. Everyone sounds good. I think everyone's having fun. I'm feeling let's go with a mildly enthusiastic 3 out of 5. Yeah, that sounds right. That feels right. By no means whatsoever Killswitch Engage's best, most creative, most powerful offering to date. But you know what? It does its job perfectly well enough. It's fun for the most part. People who love Killswitch Engage and melodic metalcore, and again, that like 2000s metalcore boom and explosion, you're gonna love this. There's nothing here to convince you of the glory of Killswitch Engage if you were not already aware of it. Like, if you are someone who's always hated Killswitch Engage, this ain't worth your fucking time. I'm not even sure why you're watching this video. Fuck off. You won't see me picking this over Alive or Just Breathing or Disarm the Descent or Atonement anytime soon. But you know what? Overall, it's fine. It does the job. I've definitely heard way worse from this genre. Fuck it. Mildly enthusiastic 3 to 5. It's decent. Check it out. Why not? You probably are, because it's like the biggest thing coming out this weekend. But just in case, why not? Go for it. And that is it for the Metal Meltdown. I am not an expert, nor do I claim to be, contrary to popular belief. So what do you think? Do you like this album? Do you not like this album? And what do you want to hear from me next? And thank you for watching. Make sure you press subscribe right here. Join us on Discord. There's a link in the description. Boom, other videos. And as always, you have yourself a fantastic fucking day.